Salutations, everybody. It's me, Enzy Cole, and I'm here today without the kids, but with the glare in my eyes, so pardon me. Why? Because of an awesome collaboration brought together by Sarah from DreamItDIY and Jasem from Awesome Jasem, where we're celebrating forgotten favorites. Sometimes Disney movies, there's so many of them that some of our favorites get swept under the rug and not even talked about. And this month, it's a Goofy movie. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. You know what to do to let us know that you like us or you don't, and how to stick around. It's so greatly appreciated. So what is this collab about? Everybody is inspired by their movie however they choose. Whether it's trivia, whether it's a bound, whether it's a makeup look, a hair tutorial, a craft, an art, a pair of ears, some coasters. We've had so much talent show up to celebrate some amazing movies throughout this year. And I suggest, like, if you like this and you like creative people coming together, go ahead and watch all the other past months. But this month, it is a Goofy movie. So I put on my Just Goofy shirt and I thought of a variety of different things we could do. And when I think of Goofy movie, not only do I love it and I think funny and I think manic phobia of possums and I think amazing characters coming together over family bonding and what would you do to impress somebody that you like, and what is bonding to one person could be annoyance to other, but I also think travel. So I made this travel bag for you today. I make these all the time. I'm not a professional. I can't read a pattern or anything like that, so I apologize greatly, but I did make this, and I chose this fabric because I love this Goofy movie fabric so very much. I love the characters shown. I love that it's the map in the background. I love that it says, like, coffee, hi dad, soup. Yeah, sorry. Tacos and everything, and it's got all the characters on it, including Lester right up there. It's got Powerline, it's got Roxanne, it's got Max, it's got Goof, it's a Goofy movie, and traveling is what that movie is all about. So I went with a TSA, like, clear travel bag. It can fit different makeup goodies or shampoos and stuff, but this size is what I make for ears. I've had a lot of them to make recently, so when I have a bunch to make, I just batch sew them. So I thought this was a good idea to share with you all today. If it's a pair of ears, it'll actually fit like 3 or 4, but if you want to learn how I did this, go ahead and stay tuned. And first we're going to start off, I have my clover clips, I have my roller, I have a zipper, my tag, some vinyl that I get from the fabric department, and 2 different types of fabric. For the vinyl, I'm going to cut it about 11 or 12 inch by 8. Typically is the size I prefer. I have a corresponding fabric, which I like to be 4 by 2. And then these ones are about 11 to 12, normally by 4 or 5. And I will interface them if I want a stiffer bag, but this time I'm just doing it for time's sake as it is. I'm going to take the little piece of fabric, I'm going to fold it half, and then I'm going to fold it down a little bit, and I'm going to create an end for the zipper. If I sew the zipper flat, it is going to cause it to zip funny, so I like to have the little ends. I'm going to cut my zipper down generally around 8 or 9 inches and add the ends on both sides. That way it will be about 12 inches total. And I'm going to go ahead and top stitch this down. I use an interlocking stitch for my personal preference just because I feel like it adheres a little bit better. And then snip off your little threads, and then it's time to pin. I'm going to pin the fabrics together facing each other with the zipper in between, making sure that the zipper is up on the fabric that I want shown, like the Goofy movie, and that it's going the right direction. And then I'm going to go ahead and stitch this with 1/8 of an inch allowance. Most of the time I'll put a zipper foot on just because you want to make sure to get as close to the zipper as you possibly can. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to top stitch again with 1/8 of an inch. This is nice because this is what's going to hold it all firmly in place. And now we're going to prepare for the other side using our clover clips again to put the fabrics on the appropriate side. That way the zipper will be opening on the Goofy Movie fabric, that it will be facing the right direction when I look at it, and that the inside fabric, which I prefer to use canvas, is going to be next to the other canvas. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew my 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, again turn it inside right, and top stitch for that final little firmness, making sure to cut off the extra from the zipper tape as I go too. You can see that the zipper gets in my way here, so I just turn my fabric, open it up, and then continue top stitching. Now it is time to put the vinyl on. I do have tape on my foot, which I will show you to make sure that the vinyl can go through seamlessly, but I'm going to roll up the side that I'm not putting the vinyl on, and then I'm going to pin the vinyl in between the fabrics. So I pin it to one first just because I feel like it's easiest to line up, and then I pin the opposite side onto itself with the vinyl sandwiched in between, rolls up nicely. The last thing you want is for the vinyl or the fabric from the other side of the bag to get caught in your stitches, so just be careful. And now we're going to turn it inside right, and this sandwiches them together, and then I'm going to go ahead and top stitch. Again, I show you the foot, it has tape on it to make sure that the vinyl kind of progresses forward. I'm going to top stitch at a 1/8 of an inch. There are times that I will do a decorative stitch just for fun on these too. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but now we have more fabric to roll up. So roll it up tightly and turn it inside out, and then again pin, or I like to use clover clips because vinyl's not nice to poke with actual pins. And we're going to sandwich that in between the two, making sure that we're only sewing the 3 layers that we have. And once we get completely done with that, we're going to again turn it inside right. Now being careful not to pull the stitches out because I don't back stitch on that part just to save stitches and time. And we're going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch the vinyl and everything again. Clipping off all of the extra little bits of fabric or loose threads, we're going to line up the bag now. Inside out, make sure that you unzip the zipper partly and start clover clipping all the way around. I like to start at the top and work kind of from side to side. I have tags I like to add into my bag, and I like them to go into a certain place and to know where my tag is. I always put 2 clips on that just so that I'm aware to be careful when stitching there. Continue all the way around your clover clips. I like to put a little bit more just to make sure that the fabric doesn't shift. And once you are done pinning it all together, we're going to take it to the machine and go ahead and stitch. When stitching this part, I'm going to make sure I back stitch and forward stitch just a few times to lock it into place. When you get to the vinyl, you can up your stitch to like a 3 instead of a 2.5 and be very careful. I like to work a little bit slower just to make sure. I go up to the corners and I make my seam straight with the line on my machine to make sure that I'm sewing straight, and then I'm going to go ahead and back stitch at the very end. Once we're done with this, I'm going to box the corners. Go in 1 inch and go out the other 1 inch, and then I can use the part I cut off as my guide for the next one. Then I'm going to put my hands inside and box these sides and pin them, which just means I have one seam going one direction and the other seam going the other direction. And I'm going to use an interlocking stitch for this part and stitch very carefully again because the vinyl likes to slip and move. So it's not always your friend when stitching on a regular machine. And as we come to the end, I'm going to clip off any pieces I need and turn it inside right. At this point, if I want to put a binding around the inside of the fabric part, I could, but I chose not to just for time's sake. And I'm going to turn it inside right, and then I have my bag. I hope that you enjoyed watching this tutorial. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I am trying to get better and share with you guys. So I urge you to go and watch all the other amazing channels, because while I love a Goofy movie, there are some people in here that like love a Goofy movie, and I cannot wait myself to watch what creative genius comes from being inspired by these forgotten favorite movies. And let us know what you would have done to celebrate such an amazing movie, if it's one that you like. Goofy is my favorite of the Sensational Six, hands down, has been for my whole life. So I can't wait to see what everybody else created. Please go watch them. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope that you have a wonderful adventure, whatever you're doing, and make some time to bond with people that you love. And a great big beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye.